Welcome back to the Mookie Chilson channel, and you are looking live at the dawn of the junk wax era in baseball cards. This is another archaeological exploration in cardboard technology, and this is why I think the year 1984 is the line in the sand. This is the year that the junk wax era officially began. Why am I talking about this? Why am I making this video? I was inspired by a guy named Graig. Graig runs the Midlife Sports Cards channel on YouTube. And if you're watching this, you're more than likely a subscriber to his channel. He is one of the great, well, first of all, he's one of the great saxophone players I've ever heard on YouTube, if you know his theme music. But he's also one of the most thoughtful and thought-provoking people you will ever want to listen to talk about baseball cards and the hobby. He asks brilliant questions. He has incredible meditations about everything, why we do what we do, why we don't do certain things, why is this more valuable than that, why would this happen and not, what is this company doing? All of these questions. Every subject that he brings up sets off like a fireworks display of thoughts in my brain, and junk wax era and when it started is one of them. And in fact, this was a question that he was asked in one of his videos. A viewer asked him, what is your definition of the junk wax era, and specifically starting what year? And his answer, which I will read you, was, quote, as soon as people started collecting cards and thinking this is going to be valuable one day, that's the junk wax era. As soon as someone said, I got to keep this nice because this is going to be valuable, that's the junk wax era. And I couldn't agree more. And the reason I can't agree more is because in my own archaeological exploring, my own unscientific research, I collect pinhole cards. And I collect pinhole cards from all the way back from the 40s all the way up to the early 80s. And pinhole cards are cards that were pierced. They were damaged. They had holes put in them by the people who took them out of packs because they wanted to display them on their wall. And they thought they could put them on the wall and see them and enjoy them the same way you and I might display a slabbed card. But in order to do that, they had to damage the card. And so in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, early 80s, they were doing that. And at some point, the pinhole cards died off. There's no more pinhole cards. Nobody does that anymore. And they stopped making pinhole cards probably around the mid 80s. And this is one of them. This is the most recent pinhole card I have, a 1984 Topps Nolan Ryan. And you can see right next to his face there, there's a gash. You can see that. He is a victim of love, as I like to call them. But at some point, these cards started getting monetary value. And when you have monetary value, you don't damage it. You want to preserve it. You want to maintain it so that you can exchange it for cash money. And one of the reasons we know that 1984 was a year that the card market was exploding is because there was a national publication that came out in 1984 that showed you all the different prices for all the different cards. And that was called Beckett Baseball Card Monthly. Now this one is 1989, but the original was 1984. It's the one with Roberto Clemente on the cover and Dale Murphy on the cover. So in 1984, that was a pretty important year for the sports card market. There was a national magazine you could read, what is the price of my cards? And that's also the year that the pinhole cards started dying out. And that's also the year that Topps decided to create their first real parallel set. Up until 1984, the way that you opened baseball cards or got baseball cards were through wax packs mainly. There were cello packs and wax packs, but wax packs was the way that the people got their baseball cards. The way you built your 792 card set was through wax packs. You opened them, lots and lots and lots and lots of them. Some of them had wax stains, some of them had gum stains, some of them were bumped and had bad corners, like this Ricky Henderson card which has got a bumped corner all over the place. It's also double D. We'll notice, look at the off-centerness, the diamond cut there. It's also on this like grayish cardstock. It's sort of a lower quality cardboard. But at some point, Top said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put out a higher quality card. And we're going to put out a higher quality card. We'll call it the Tiffany card. And we'll make it glossy. And we'll make it on beautiful cardstock. And you won't get it in wax packs. You'll get it all in one set. You have to buy it all in one set. And in fact, you won't even want to open that set because it has a sticker on it. Here's another Tiffany card. So 1984 was the first year of the Tiffany cards. And the Tiffany cards came in a box like the one you see over there. And it's a beautiful box. You had to buy the whole box to get 792 cards. You weren't even supposed to break the seal. You put it away. It's a collector's set. And you notice what's on there. The words collector's edition. Topps called it. This is the collector's edition. If you are a collector of baseball cards, if you're somebody who thinks cards are worth something and worth money and worth a store of value, this is the card for you. Don't buy this. Don't buy those. Buy these. And so I think Topps created the junk wax era when they created their first Tiffany set, 1984. I think that is the real official line of demarcation. I think Topps created the junk wax era because now these cards are just, they're less valuable than these. These are worse stock, more likely to be damaged when you open them, and just not as valuable as the Tiffany cards. I still collect them. I still open them. My first pack was 1985. I didn't even know Tiffany existed. But even now, today, when you look at the value of these cards, you know, a Rickey Henderson PSA 8 Tiffany is probably worth about $50. One of these in a PSA 8 is probably worth $10. I don't know. This is the junk wax card, and this is the collector's edition card. So I think by default, Topps created the junk wax era and officially stamped it in 1984. Now, they had competition from Fleer and Donruss, which they never had before. Starting in 1981, you know, they created the traded set. That's why I have this Dwight Gooden card out here. I think in 1982, they started the traded set. So they were going this way, but I think they finally made the decision unwittingly to stamp the junk wax era starting in 1984. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is faulty logic. Maybe I got a lot of things wrong, but I'm going to do what Greg does and say, tell me in the comments. Let me know how I screwed up. I want to hear it. Show me your worst. But this is my thought, and I think I'm done. So, Greg, thank you for inspiring this video. Go subscribe to his channel, and thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Thank you.